Eren Yeager. Hello lads and lassies, welcome back to a brand new reaction to Attack on Titan, the final season, part 1. My name's Josh and, well, this is episode 13. Whew. Wait, is it 13? Wait, wait. Oh yeah, there's 3 episodes after this. Okay, yeah, sorry, I did the math wrong in my head. But yes, lads, it's been a journey. If this is your first video that you watched from me, just go click the playlist that popped up with the iCard at the beginning of the video, and just catch up with all my reactions to this of a show. But I've only done the 4th season, so it's not that much to catch up on. Only 12 other episodes, but yeah, I highly recommend to go check those out. But yes, previously, last episode, the premiere, Zachary. We've had him since... I remember him from Season 2. He might have been in Season 1. But, yeah, he's kind of been blown to bits. Pixis is technically the new premiere. I think that they gave him a promotion. They're like, oh yeah, I guess that makes you the new premiere, Pixis. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll take it. The Jaegerists... the Jaegerists were the ones that killed the premier Zachary. So they're attacks, everything that they're doing is just escalating. It's getting worse and worse. They technically broke Eren out. He might have broken himself out. There is a comment that I'll get to in a little bit talking about that. But yeah, so Eren is free now. There might be an Eldian, or not an Eldian, a Paradis civil war on the rocks right now. Pixis says that he wants to surrender to the Jaegerists. He wants to make a deal with them because they know Zeke's location. They can barter with them. Hey, listen, Eren, listen. There is a war coming with the other Eldians. There's a war coming, and we can't afford to lose any more comrades, any more lives in this civil war. So let's let bygones be bygones. We won't mention that you killed Premier. We won't talk about Zachary. So let's work together. Let's get the rumbling done. We know none of us want it to happen. Let's do it. And let's let bygones be bygones. We won't eat you, because that was the whole thing. They only broke him out because they were gonna eat Eren because of how untrustworthy he is. And yeah, that leads us into the comment from last episode. Again, from Salient Solutions. His comments, very, very eye-opening. It's like, whenever I say, hey, did I miss anything? He's like, you did good. Or, the discussion was good, but it can be better. Eren finally begins to move again, as his wait for a better solution runs down to 0. So he transforms and uses the Warhammer Titan's power to dig his way out of his cell. I mean, they were gonna have him eaten years early, and Hanji chose not to tell them that he could leave at any time he wanted. I know you say he used the Warhammer, but did he really? It could be maybe they explained in this episode that he did, but I feel like unless he could use the power outside of Titan form, because I feel like they kind of came in a little late, going Eren Yeager's escaped. I feel like that was a revelation. Oh god, he's out of the cell. Shit. But I feel like if he transformed into a Titan, the lightning would be a big giveaway. So unless he can transform, or unless he could use the Warhammer outside of transforming, maybe he used the power. But I took it yes, as when they blew up the premiere, the Jaegerists also broke Eren out. But you know what? Eren did come up that hill. Eren did come up the hill, but unless the Jaegerists broke him out, he's like, all right, guys, go up that hill. It's gonna look really cool if I just do this alone, and you're all waiting for me. Eren, are you sure? Just trust. But yeah, it could go either way. But it was probably the Warhammer. But I'm interested to see can he control it outside of being a Titan? I don't think we've seen it before, other than the healing properties that everyone has. But yeah, I feel like the lightning would just be a dead dude. But they came in Eren Yeager's escape or not. Eren Yeager's escaping! This is a perspective shift. The Jaegers supporting Eren are composed of primarily young soldiers. These youngsters have grown up knowing only the Eren who worked in service of Eldians within the walls. To them, he can only be a war hero, just like Mikasa appeared to Luis. They grew up hearing that Eren was the salvation of humanity within the walls. The military's critical mistake was imprisoning Eren without making a public address to their people. But the entire reason they didn't address the public was because they already knew that the public wasn't aligned with their views. After all, Marley was the cause of everything that happened for the first 3 seasons. All that death was because the first Eldians sinned. They were rightfully angry that they were being punished for the sins of their forebears. Yeah, I didn't notice it when I was first watching the episode, but thinking back, all the Jaegerists, they keep saying like, oh yeah, these new recruits, or like those are the 3 new recruits, right? Or what were those 3 new recruits doing, like walking out of Zachary's office? Or those are the new recruits. These 3 new recruits were the ones that leaked the information to the press. So they just kept saying like new recruits, new recruits, new recruits. And of course, these new recruits, all that they've been seeing is Eren, the hero, Eren, the savior of the walls. Because I mean, the first 3 seasons, Eren is the protagonist of the show. He's undoubtedly the protagonist of the show. He plugged up. Was it wall? Oh shoot, which wall did he plug? He plugged up Wall Maria, and then he cleared Shinganshina district. Like Mikasa and Luis, she was gonna get killed by Titan, and Mikasa was like, haha, no. And ever since then, she's been looking up to her. But she's also been looking up to Eren. So Eren's kind of got like this, it's not like a cult, but he's got like this dedicated following because of his actions in the past. That they know Eren is successful, so they're willing to take the leap of faith with him. Like, if Eren's been successful for like the past 3 seasons, which is like I think like 5 years Attack on Titan canonically maybe, then there is very big chance that he'll be successful here. And I mean, yeah, he brings up a good point about like the military not talking to the press. I said like, you're going to need to tell the press eventually. I mean, they're going to notice the walls of Shinganshina. They don't notice the sound of the rumbling. They're going to notice the walls are gone. But yeah, he brings up an excellent point in saying that, yeah, the people, I mean, we saw it in the last episode, the people were rioting. They were saying, like, let Eren out of prison. They weren't even Jaegers. They're just, like, the normal citizens. So, for the most part, the people do seem okay with the idea of the rumbling because everything Marley's done. And then, like, with the whole thing, like, they're being punished for the sins of their forebears. We saw how the younger generation, I forgot her name. Like, I think it's Kai. Yeah, I think it's Kai. We saw how the younger generation thinks about it, like their mentality about it, with the whole Kai, Gabi, and Falco conversation that we got a couple episodes ago. Which, why did my mom have to die? She wasn't even born for the things that happened. She wasn't even born. She was born and raised on the island. And you're condemning her for no reason. And Gabi's kind of like, how do I respond to this? So... It's a tough, like, I see the military's point. They want to. They've seen so much death. They've gone through so much. They want to avoid it as much as possible. Even Eren wants to avoid it as much as possible. Like, he's been kind of stalling for time, with him being able to break out at any time. Hanji kept that information to herself. So, yeah, I mean, Hanji, like the military, they know that this might be the only option they have. So Hanji kept that information of him being able to escape anytime he wanted to herself, because she knew that he's probably the only one that has the galls, los cojones, to actually do the rumbling, while the military is going to be like, maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't, maybe we should, maybe we should, and it's too late. Because, like, the military knows that they have to do it, but they don't want to do it. So they keep, like, discussing, like, they keep rubber banding. The thing to understand about Yelena and the volunteers is they aren't Marleyans. Their countries were conquered and sacked by Marley. They hate Marley more than even Eren does, because they've been humiliated by them and forced to serve. Yelena sees Eren the same way she sees Zeke, as a god, a man rightfully holding the founding Titan. Zeke was considered a huge asset to Marley, but you saw how they treated someone they should have hailed as a hero. The only people who respected Zeke were other brainwashed Eldians. From Yelena's perspective, she can't manipulate gods from human flesh, and she doesn't want to. Keep in mind that after a discussion with Pixis that the audience doesn't hear, he immediately suggests the military to surrender to the Jaegerist. I wonder what was said. So yeah, Yelena's probably the most interesting character they've introduced in a while, in the sense that, yeah, well, I guess I forgot that she was an Eldian, because like from what they said last episode, like, you know, like they said like, oh yeah, she's a cutthroat. She killed Eldians, or no, not Eldians. She killed Marleans right and left. It didn't matter who they aligned with, if they were against Zeke or if they were against Zeke's ideals. Just tell Yelena and they're gone within a couple days. But then with Paradis, she's helping out the Eldians, so she's doing it all for Zeke. So it doesn't. Yeah, what you said is true. Like, she hates Marleans more than anything. But if Zeke told her like, hey, get the Marleans into some high-ranking position jobs, get them into some cooking salaries, and we'll see where it goes from there. Cause it's really like the way they ended last episode was really sus, with them going like, yeah, there's a lot of the Marleans that we allowed to be on the island, they're cooks now. So that could be poison. It could be, I don't know what they're planning. Like, oh, don't put the, I doubt it. I don't think they have enough serum to do it. But if they put the Titan serum in like the water, ooh, that does leave a lot for Eren to control, though. And this is all part of Zeke's plan for the rumbling. Maybe Zeke is trying to do something else. Like, he's like, oh yeah, Eren, for sure, trust Eren, trust me. Like, I feel like I feel both of them are working together, but I feel like each of them has their own plan. Like, I don't think Eren trusts Zeke completely, but he knows this is the only way. So I think Eren might have like a contingency. But I think Zeke is 5 steps ahead, in the sense of like, I have a plan. I've told Eren the plan, but I have a higher plan. But like, if Zeke eats Eren, then Zeke has the Beast Titan, the Warhammer Titan, the Founding Titan, and Zeke is Royal Blood, and the Attack Titan. It's a lot of Titans. It's a lot of Titans in one person. But and yeah, like the whole Yelena and Pixis thing, I touched a bit of it in the beginning of like my discussion right now. But yeah, Pixis did suggest that they surrender to the Jaegerists, and I did miss that they had a conversation off screen. So what did Yelena say exactly? She doesn't, like, you say that she doesn't want to like manipulate the gods, or like, you know, like Eren, Zeke. I don't think she'd ever manipulate Zeke, because, you know, she looks up to him. And she does see Eren like Zeke, like his brother. But she does know how to push the right buttons. Like, she confirmed Eren's suspicions of the Paradis, like the Paradis military. They're not going to do anything. They're going to keep waiting around until it's too late. Like, she confirmed his suspicions. She gave him someone that sees the same way that he was seeing. Is that a way? Is that a form of like controlling someone? Because by doing that, Eren went straight into Zeke's plan. Is that a form of manipulation? Maybe Yelena doesn't see it. Maybe she's just trying to like go, hey Eren, I've always wanted to meet you. This is Zeke's plan. This is what I think about it. And then inadvertently she manipulated Eren into going into the whole beginning of season 4. Time will tell. Maybe we'll see Zeke's plan this episode. Maybe we'll see like the betrayal this episode, but who knows? Well, obviously you all know, because the sub is out, unless you're dub watchers like me. The sub's out. Please don't spoil anything, but let's get into this reaction right here, right now, lads. Remember, YouTube copyright system doesn't allow anime reactions to be on YouTube. Links down below. Let's do this. First of all, I hope Falco's okay. Like, it makes me wonder though, if shoot, sorry, I'm trying to think, if Zeke learns that Falco is infected, possibly with the wine, will Zeke do the yell? Is that gonna like hinder him, or is he gonna go, oh, can't do that to Falco. I can't turn him into a Titan. But yeah, man, Falco protected Gabi. Falco, you are too pure. You're too good for Gabi. I mean, you're just too good, man. You're too good, man. You're too pure of a soul. But man, I was not ready for this. I said it during the reaction. I'm not ready for the bomb to go off, and Gabi just, for a warrior candidate, they really don't tell them how to read people, how to read what people are feeling. Because Gabi just kept going on and on and on about killing Sasha. And like, Falco was able to see it, but Gabi was like, yeah, it's a great Eldian warrior. I'm gonna get that armor titan. But Falco was just like, look, you just one look at Nikolai, you could see like, we've done something wrong here. And then, man, I knew something was wrong with the wine. I knew something was wrong with the wine, man. Because ever since then, it was like, I suggest this one. Which I hope Levi hasn't taken it. That would suck. I don't want to lose Levi like that. God damn, that would be awful. That would be like the worst way to lose him. Unless we give him a Titan. But then again, there's no point in giving Levi a Titan because he's gonna take out like 50 as he is now. He doesn't need the Titan. There's not enough Titans to go around. I mean, I guess they could eat Peak, Jaws, and Rhino. That's it. There's 3 Titans left. Because Aaron's hogging them once himself. Oh yeah, you have Zeke too. But well, they can't eat Zeke, or they can't risk eating him because of the royal blood thing. I guess they have Historia still. But man, speaking of Levi, he's gone through so much. That little scene where he's like, I saved Aaron over and over and over again. Because I had faith in him. I believed something could come with this, and then it all led down to this. Because they either kill him or eat him. Either way, Aaron's going to die. At least, like, for Levi, like, what he's thinking, like, going through the plan. Either way, Aaron's going to die. And, man. It's like, that you're popular with the ladies. Well, yes. Outside of the canon, he is very popular with the ladies. Levi is a very big husbando for many, but I was popular enough. I believe her name was Petra. Man, I wonder how different would it be if Annie didn't kill Petra. And, I didn't even think about until now, like, if Annie does escape and she's like, you know what, Armin's taught me a lot. Like, Armin's the only one that's come to me, the only one that's talked to me. I feel bad for you guys. Levi's not gonna be happy with that. Like, he's probably gonna kill Annie on the spot if she comes out. I believe he did threaten her at one point in season 1 too. Maybe that was Mikasa. But man, the wine was so much worse than I imagined. I thought it was just poison. Nope. It's Zeke's spinal fluid. Which, that's a lot of spinal fluid. He must have been building this up for years. I don't know how spinal fluid works. Maybe he just did it in like a day. But, yeah, I mean, like, Zeke gassed Connie's village. And Peak has been, like, Peak has been here all the time. I think we were introduced to Peak in season 3? The back half of season 3, I believe. I think that's when we were introduced to Peak. But according to that, if he's telling the truth about the gassing, then Peak's been around since, or she's been on the island at least since the beginning of season 2. But man, I believe Zeke. So okay, what I'm thinking is, the gas, it's a more concentrated form of the spinal fluid. So it's like, you're literally breathing it in. That's why it seizes you up. The wine, since there's so many bottles, maybe there's like a small squirt of spinal fluid put in there. And then it's also diluted with wine. That's why you don't seize up. So like, you're hit with the coordinate, but none of the side effects of like being paralyzed. But yeah, Zeke's spinal fluid, Connie's, that is just brutal. Like I follow Blind Wave. Like I love watching their reactions to Attack on Titan, their discussions. But one of their biggest questions has always been like, how did Zeke get Connie's village? Like how did he do that? And I think I said it on the channel before. I think my running theory was that he poisoned the water with like his spinal fluid, and everyone like changed instantaneously. But then there's also answers the question of how he did it to all the aliens when they bombed that one country in the beginning of the season. He must have just either had them snort his spinal fluid, or he must have had them drink it. They looked a little crazier. But yeah, I mean, one of Blind Wave's biggest questions was if Zeke can just yell and transform Eldians at his will, why does he do it all the time? It's because it's not at his will. They have to be marked with the spinal fluid. So, man, this is brutal. Like, Connie's village, I did not think we were going to get answers to that. But yeah, the writers for the writer for the manga is like, oh, no. It's all planned out here. It's like, no, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. You don't have to think about it too hard because I will answer eventually. And allegedly, Zeke has been loyal since the beginning of the series. He's like, oh, I had to transform him. I had to kill everyone to prove my loyalty to Marley. And like Salient Solutions said, I mean, did he really have to prove his loyalty? Because before Paradis, Zeke's, like, he took over Yelena's hometown. He took over Anyong Capone's hometown. He destroyed they were talking about the whole one of their enemy capitals. They overthrew it because hundreds of Titans appeared out of nowhere. So I suppose that was Zeke. So, like, I mean, obviously they don't care. Like, Marley doesn't care about the Eldians, their warrior candidates. You know, they treat war heroes horribly. But, yeah, I mean, the fact that they keep having him test his loyalty. I'm just looking at my notes, and it's like the last thing I have to talk about this episode. It's the whole like, Sasha. God, man. Her dad. Dude, Sasha's dad aspired to be that man. I can't, like, I keep mentioning the whole like taking Micaiah through Attack on Titan because right now we're going through My Hero Academia because he started watching it on his own. He's like, dude, we should react to this. I'm like, yes. So I'm taking him through that right now. We're on the channel. We're like halfway through season 2, but we're trying to binge it so we can catch up to the live season 5, and we're like halfway through season 3 right now. So as soon as we finish, or as soon as we catch up to My Hero, I really want to take him through Attack on Titan. And it's going to be a long, long time coming. But I know he is going to love Sasha's dad. Because, you know, the whole forgiveness thing, or at least passing on. I love what he said, like, we let the children run too far into the forest, and it's up to us adults to help get them out. Like, he understands that Sasha knew that what she was doing was, you know, she was serving the military. It's kill or be killed. He understood that. He also knew that it's partly his responsibility for why that happened, because of, like, they had to evolve with the times. Ever since Moa Maria fell, and then they were the ones that sent Sasha to the police, or to the scouts, and it's like, dude, be like Sasha's parents. They're such great people. And then Nikolai, man, I thought he was gonna just be like evil. I'm so glad that he's not too much into the plan. He like kind of had his suspicions, but yeah, Yelena just pushing everyone's buttons to go into Zeke's plans perfectly. And then that one Marleyan, he's with the Jaegerist. I mean, I guess he is also loyal to Zeke, but that guy is like, I don't even know that guy. I'm like, God damn you. But Flock, man, God, I hope Flock dies the worst death in this show. I know Salient Solutions. I know you said that Flock is like Yeah, he's looking up to why did I just looking up to Irvin. Man, Irvin wouldn't be okay with it. I feel like Irvin wouldn't be okay with this, man. Flock is just I hate him so much. Like I of course like, I was like, oh, he already knew about the whole poisoning. Of course he knew. But my question is now, did Aaron know? Does Aaron know about it? Probably he does. But that would be interesting if he doesn't know. And then like Zeke does his roar for the rumbling, and then like everyone else also turns to Titans behind him, and Aaron's like, what did you do? But I feel like Aaron already knows. Aaron walking in is like, hey guys. He's like, I just love how casually like Mikasa and Armin are like, man, what's with all this death? What's with you and death all the time? We just want to help. We just want to end it. Then Aaron just walks in like, what's up? I've been here the whole time. But yeah, Gabi, man. It's so easy to hate her. Like every time she gets punched, I feel like my soul gets a little happier. But like I feel like she's either in for the best character arc of the show or the worst death in the show. I feel like it could go either two ways. But I feel happy when she gets the hit and all that. But I also feel incredibly bad for her. She just can't read a room. She's been brainwashed. But well, yeah, different experiences. I was gonna say Falco's also been brainwashed, but his family was something happened. I forgot. Oh yeah, his uncle. It was either his uncle or his parents were found out to be part of Jaeger's plan to rebel against Marlia, and they were condemned. So Falco and his brother have to become warrior candidates, or else they not going to end well for the rest of their family. So yeah, he has a completely different perspective on Marley. While he still believes in some of the stuff that they've taught him, he also knows how awful it can be. Well, Gabi, she's about 13, right? So she's probably been alive. Like she only knows like the honor of having the honor of being an Eldian in Marley, because Rhina's, I think he's like 12 years into his career as the Armor Titan, and Gabi's around 13 to 12 or 13 to 14, I believe. So she knows only the luxury of being a warrior candidate. So she hasn't seen like, well, she knows the ugly side of Marley, but she hasn't seen the really ugly side of Marley, like Falco. Man, I hope nothing happens to Falco. Falco is like, it's like the Gordon Ramsay meme. Like Falco's like, oh, you're so precious, and like you see Gabi, you effing donkey. It's like the Gordon Ramsay meme between the two of them, but. Man, I hope someone tells Zeke, like, Falco may or may not have ingested the wine, and then Zeke's like, should I do this? Because Levi said you have no remorse for the people you've killed, for the people you've turned into Titans. But Falco might be the one person that Zeke might have, like, this connection with, or he might feel bad about, because when he saw them on the, I was going to say planes, more of a blimp, when he saw them on the blimp, he's like, Falco, Gabi, what are you doing here? Like, he actually kind of was like, oh no. But man, Kai, when she tried to kill Gabi, it's like they had the best of both worlds. They didn't like have their cake and eat it too with the parents forgiving them. Like it's completely reasonable for Kai, because Sasha's parents, they are, they're adults. They knew what they were getting there, or they knew what their daughter was getting herself into. But Kai, she's still a kid. Gabi, at least, Marley has taken so much from her, and then like Sasha, she saved her. She kind of she's like my big sister, like she looked up to Sasha in that way, and then Gabi's like, yeah, I killed Sasha, and man, they're one friend of their age. Dang, man. Mikasa protecting her, that was. Wait, no, was it Mikasa? I feel like it was the parents. It could have been either or. But I'm glad they didn't arrest, why do Nikolai? I talk about I talk about these characters, I just forget their names, I don't know why. But they were holding Nikolai back. I'm glad they didn't arrest him for the reasons of almost killing, Gabi, I'm glad they didn't arrest Nikolai for the reasons of almost killing Gabi. But, like, yeah, him suspecting the whole thing about the wine. Like, even though he asked, like, how to contact the scouts, like, his buddy, who obviously knew how to do it, even though he asked, and the buddy obviously said, no, I didn't tell you because you've gotten too soft. Now, he's had chances to speak with them, like with Jean and Connie. He could have spoken to them at Sasha's grave, or after Sasha's grave, but he never kept his mouth shut. Yep, I mean, I'm super excited to see next episode. It's finally time for Eren, Mikasa, and Armin to get, maybe not get back together in the sense of getting the band back together, but it's time for them to just talk. I feel like next episode is just going to be 24 minutes of talk. It's going to be the Rem confession for ReZero, but instead of like confessing true love, it's like, all right, let's get our differences out of the way. Let's talk about this, guys. And I'm totally satisfied with that, but I cannot wait for next week. Lads, ladettes, and lassies, if I missed anything down below, make sure to leave a comment. Just like for this episode, remember, no spoilers. We have 3 weeks left of Attack on Titan for the first part, and then we'll be back next year for part 2. If you enjoyed this, I recommend, or if you enjoyed my solo anime reaction, I recommend my Gurren Lagann reactions. I'm going through I'm going through Darling in the Franxx right now as well. Micaiah and I, like I said, are going through My Hero Academia, and then Micaiah, Anthony, and I are also going through Avatar: The Last Airbender. So yeah, lads, I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're trying to hit 350 subscribers by the end of the week. That dates the video. But yeah, we're trying to hit 350 by the end of the week, so if you know anywhere that would enjoy this kind of content, please share, and we'll see you next week for more Attack on Titan.